Okay, hi again everyone. We're on the independent practice page of lesson 7. That's actually page 873. So let's go ahead and draw some equal sections. We're going to draw for these various figures they have. We're going to divide them equally, and we'll talk about how to do that and how to do it easily. So the first one says 6 equal sections. And then also it wants us to write the fraction that each section represents, and we'll do that as well. So the first one says 6 equal sections. Now, when we did the hexagon, it was a little bit different. We divided it across this way, but we're going to do this one differently since this is a rectangle. What I'd like you to do is draw a line straight down the middle from top to bottom. And now you have 2 equal sections. And now all we need to do is draw 2 more lines. One about here going down and one about here going down. And now you have 1, 2, 3 sections on this side, and do the same thing on this side. One about here going down and one about here going down, which will give you 6 equal sections. Again, cut it in half, and then 2 lines going down on the 2 equal sections that you made. That will give you 6 sections. What fraction is each of these sections? The answer is 1/6. Very good. You can actually use this line as the line between the numerator and the denominator if you like. So you could write 1 and then 6. Good. Number 3, 2 equal sections. Okay, come on, you know how to do this. I could draw it this way going down. I could draw it this way going across. You pick which way you'd like to divide that circle into 2 sections. And what fraction does each section represent? Well, it represents 1 section out of 2, or 1/2. 1/2, when we say that's a half. And obviously, we see that if we drew a line here, we drew a line half of the circle. Okay, now number 4. This is a hexagon, by the way. Here we go. 6 sides. So to divide this into 2 equal sections, I can simply draw a line from this point to this point, and there I have it. 2 equal sections. And what was the fraction again for 1 section out of 2? That was the same thing we did in number 3. Good job. The answer is 1/2, or 1/2. 2 sections, 2 equal sections, represents 1/2 of the figure. Okay, now we have a circle to divide into 6. What I'd like you to do is draw a line across from left to right. And now you have 2 equal sections, and you're going to simply make a line here like a piece of pie and a line here like a piece of pie. That will give you the 3 equal sections for that half, and then repeat the process at the bottom. We drew a line in half, and then I draw a piece of pie here and a piece of pie right about there. And if you want to check, you can go around and make sure you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. And what is the fraction that represents 6 equal sections? What is one of those? It's 1/6. Again, one of the sections out of the total 6. Okay, number 6, 3 equal sections. Now this time, we just kind of have to eyeball it, right? We need to draw 2 lines to get 3 sections, and we're kind of just going to eyeball it. The first line should be drawn right about there where the Q and the U are, like right down there. And then another one can be drawn sort of right here by the C and the T. And again, you're going to try to get as equal of lines as possible to create equal sections, but when you do it by hand, sometimes you're a little off, but that's certainly okay. And now, what is the fraction for 3 equal sections? If you've been following along so far, you know it's always going to have 1 as the numerator. The denominator is always going to have the number of sections the figure is divided into. So this one is 1/3. 1 section out of 3. Good. Okay, now this one's going to be a little bit hard too, but listen carefully. Draw the figure in half. Now draw that section in half. So now we have 4. So we went from 1 to 2 sections. We drew it in half again. Now we have 4. What you're going to do is you're going to divide those in half. I know it's hard to see because you can't see the lines I'm drawing. So let me go over it one more time. Divide it in half. Divide those in half. You can do it on both sides. And then divide those in half. Now, what I would do to make sure you got it right is just sort of count. Make sure that you have 8 sections. And if you don't, you can erase it and try it again. What fraction represents 8 equal sections? We know it always starts with 1 at the top and the amount of sections the figure is divided to for the denominator. Our answer here is 1/8. 1/8. Very good. Okay, now here it says draw a square, partition it into 4 equal sections. Well, what I would do here is this. I would draw a square and I would draw a line down and a line across, and now I have 4 equal sections. What fraction does one of those sections represent? The answer is 1/4. 1 section out of 4. Okay, the next one says draw a rectangle. Partition it into 5 equal sections. Now when you draw a rectangle, here's what you're going to do. You're going to draw your rectangle. This one's going to be hard though because we don't cut anything in half, but what you need to do is draw 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you draw 4 lines, you're going to get 5 sections. So why don't you go ahead and do that and do your best to make them even. What unit fraction represents the area of each section? Our answer is 1 section out of 5, 1/5. So I hope you found this to be pretty easy and kind of a review of what we had previously done with fractions. I'm going to sign off now, and we have one more page, 874, which will be in another video, and I will see you then. Bye, everybody.